Hi, welcome to The Natural View. I'm Maggie Jacqua, Editor-in-Chief of Whole Foods Magazine, and I'm here with Todd Paulai of 24 Stories Marketing. Welcome, Todd.
Hey, Maggie. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. Excited to turn the page on 2020 and look forward to 2021 and all that's to come. Having said that, I want to take a quick step back because I see on the cover of your January issue, you really do bridge that gap, right? From you review 2020, there's a lot to learn there. So I was happy to see all of the coverage and kind of summing it up. But then I love the fact that you stepped forward and talked about, okay, so 2021 might not have been everyone's favorite year, but we're going to take it into 2021 with some new things to learn and new things to look forward to in the industry. So having said that, let's talk about 2020 a little bit in terms of the issue.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting to look back, and we do this every year. We do our year-end review, and then we do a forecast for what's to come in the next year. So, looking back, obviously, at this year that has been marred by COVID and sociopolitical upheaval and just so much bad news. But there were bright spots for the supplement industry in terms of people taking such a renewed interest in maintaining wellness and supporting their health and in boosting their immune system. So, we have some great data in that article. CRN did some terrific research in their survey data. 83% of supplement users say that supplements are important in helping them maintain wellness during COVID. So that's huge for the industry.
Yeah, I thought that CRN point our study was interesting because, within that group, I think it was 43% of people said that they changed their supplement routine during the pandemic, which I thought was really interesting because we have all known in the industry that consumers trust supplements. They rely on supplements to maintain good health. And the fact that such a serious situation is going on and all of these consumers turn to supplements and look to their local health food stores to say, where do I need to go from here to best protect my immunity is huge because it really shows when it comes down to a serious situation like we're in now, the importance. And I thought that was just a key insight from CRN.
Yeah, and we have more data just in terms of our what's selling, which we do every issue, and we talk to 6 retailers at different regions of the country, so throughout the country, and you can really see it play out in the January issue too, all the immune boosting supplements that are in that top list for what's selling, vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, probiotics, and along with that, all the supplements and comfort foods for maintaining calm because we're all so stressed. So You see the trend play out in terms of what brands and what products and ingredients are really, consumers are really selling. So it's all aligned.
Totally. Chicken wings probably didn't make the list, but I turned to those.
Chicken wings were not on the list, but chocolate was.
Oh, I'll take it. That's cool. Yeah, that's a start.
Yeah.
So let's talk about then, supplement industry in general, and then let's move to retailers a little bit because you had a lot of good information in the issue about the experience of retailers, which has been, for natural foods, natural products retailers, it's been unique in the sense that they're a retailer, brick and mortar store oftentimes, and they're going through the same struggles as every retailer we see within our own little respective towns. However, what's unique about it is, there's been these periods of heightened demand just because of the stats we just talked about. So can you tell me a little bit about what you guys learned from all the retailers you talked to?
So it's so important to not just, we're talking about sales being up, but there's also, in the stores, there's so much struggle going on and dealing with working on the front lines in this. And so for our annual retailer survey, we asked the question this year, we just gave people the option of, if there's anything you want to tell us about what's going on at the store level in terms of working through the pandemic. And so it was kind of just like a sound off open-ended question. And pretty much every single person responded to let us know about what is going on in the store and giving us really a look at how operations are. So there's an excellent article in there by Jay Jacobowitz, who's our merchandising editor, where we hear directly from all these retailers. And, from talking about dealing with customers not wanting to wear masks, or dealing with customers upset that people aren't wearing masks, and dealing with staffing issues as, trying to keep staffing levels up, and supply chain issues and trying to keep things stocked. So we hear directly from the retailers, and it's so insightful, so important. And I definitely encourage everybody throughout the industry to read that, so really see what's going on. They give us an excellent picture.
Yeah, I think that's great. And hey, shout out to my little local health food store, Health Hut in Grand Haven, as we went in there to get some essentials, throughout this past year. Just seeing that firsthand in terms of how they managed, store flow, how they managed safety precautions. They were still on top of education and really lending a hand as far as product selection. It was awesome to see. So, and I know they represent they're one of many across the industry. So I think it just, for all they've been through, like other retailers, just giving them a little bit of, accolade in terms of, all the hard work they do to support the industry was great.
Absolutely. Thanks to them and to everybody out there just working so hard to help keep their communities safe and well.
Yeah.
We are indebted as a nation, for sure.
So at the risk of, slipping back into 2020 and all the depression that brought, let's move forward and talk about 2021, because I thought you guys did an excellent job in the issue. You reviewed 2020, you pointed out some areas that, were good and bad. But then as you progress through the issue, you turn right to 2021, and you really take this approach, which I thought was cool, of, what do we learn? What do we learn into this, as we hopefully turn the page in 2021, and you have a series of articles about different areas, and what we can bring through to 2021, given our experience in 2020. Are there a couple of those that you want to highlight?
Yeah, absolutely. So we talk to, industry veterans, leaders, and the change makers out there who are working to really make a difference and help us learn from everything that went on in 2020 and, back and back and back from there. Obviously, 2020 is just when a lot of things kind of bubbled to the surface for a larger audience to gain awareness, but it's all been going on. And, our industry tries so hard to be working for the greater good, but there's ways in which we're not coming through. And I think some of that is, being highlighted now. And, we're working to help spread the word. We talk about climate change. We have Jeff Moyer from Riddell Institute in there, and he's issuing his call to action. And he says, 2021 is a chance to do things differently. Let's not waste it. And I think, for all these topics that we highlighted, food insecurity, sustainability, climate change, and also diversity and inclusion. And there's a really important stat. We have Ibrahim Basir from Project Potluck talking in this issue, and he said, he shared data from an industry survey. People of color make up 16% of company leadership teams in 2020, despite making up 40% of the population. And, we need to do better. And so he talks about Project Potluck and educates us on that, and talks about some of the things that, we need to be doing better as an industry collectively in the future. So really important insights being shared there. And I hope everybody can check that out and hear his message.
Yeah, I thought that was one of the most important pieces of content in the whole issue. And I think, just collectively, not just in our industry, but everywhere, we're seeing a lot of those numbers, lack of diversity and everything that brings. We're seeing those numbers in black and white, and it's great to see grassroots organizations like his to come around and really put feet on the ground and make some changes. And I think that's probably, for most of us, we've kind of taken a look over 2020 and some of those events that have happened and thought, like, what are those little changes we can make to affect the whole? And that was just such an inspiring story. So another great highlight from the issue. The last thing I want to talk about too is, while 2020 might have been all about immune, I think it's going to go forward, right? I mean, people have been on a whole educated about immune products, whether they intended to or not, moving into 2020. And you guys start off 2021 with this series of articles about immune product education, which I thought was great. I think there's 4 total. The first one's in the January issue. When I saw this, it's so, like, the first article's basic 101. And I thought, man, every retailer needs to tear these pages out, post it in their break room or their back room, wherever they find space, and just use this as a training guide for their employees, because these are the exact questions, at my house that we started talking about in March. Okay, where do we need to bolster our supplement routine for immunity? What do we need to be taking? It's all right there. So I thought that was great, and I look forward to the next 3 to come.
Yeah, and like you said, it'll be 4-part series, and we're going to, in February, we look at lifestyle changes. Obviously, it's not just about supplements, diet. We talked about diet, we talk about sleep and calming your stress. So, and how it all plays into the big picture. And then we will look more at certain supplements and also other things that you can do in terms of lifestyle and nasal irrigation and things like this. So we're taking a big picture 4-part series, and obviously we are not out of the woods yet. 2020, like you said, we didn't flip the calendar and suddenly everything's okay. And immune support is still going to be top of mind, as it should be always. So
yeah, exactly. I think that's one of those takeaways from this pandemic experience. People's lives change. We've all heard the stories about our grandparents during the Depression era and some of those things they took forward. And I think that will be one of the ones that many of us take forward for the rest of our lives, really paying attention to immune health. So great coverage there. Is there anything else as we wrap up that we should mention about the January issue before people go check it out?
oh boy, I mean, I would say definitely those calls to action. Oh, bright spots, we celebrate some success, which we like to talk about the good news too. Bluebonnet celebrating their 30th anniversary. So there's a little profile on them in there, talking about their partnership with natural products retailers. And then we have Indina celebrating 100 years coming up, Lily of the Desert marking their 50th, Sunrise Health Food 60. So we're going to be reporting on all this. So we want to talk about the good news too. So cheers to all of them.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to more good news in 2021. That's probably a great place to wrap it up. Looking forward to a lot to come in 2021 with you, Maggie, and it's always exciting to talk to you.
All right. Great to talk to you as always. Thanks, Todd.
Yeah. Take care. Bye.